Today I'd like to tie another salmon fly, and this fly is the Purple Peril. I'm going to weight this fly, and I'm going to start off with 20 thousandths lead wire, and I'm going to start it just where the point of the hook is, and I'm going to bring it up to the bend back of the fly hook. And push them together, and when I reach the bend back, I'm going to pull, and that will stretch the lead and pull it off nicely. And on the back side, I didn't leave, there we go, didn't leave quite enough to pull on there, but we got it off. And now I'm going to use black thread. I'm going to start by attaching the thread at the front, and I'm going to secure the lead eyes, kind of push them down with my finger there, push them forward to keep them up forward until you get it started. And when I get to the back, I'm going to put several wraps in the back here to make it get a taper. I got that last piece of lead there. I want to taper it off going up the lead wrap, just so you get a bit more of a smooth transaction. And I'm going to bring the thread back just slightly, maybe a couple of millimeters where the thread is hanging, a couple of millimeters past the point. Trim that off. We're going to start off with a tag, and I'm going to use fine silver tinsel, and this has silver on one side, gold on the other. And since I'm making a tag, I'm going to tie the gold side to the shank, because I'm going to start by going backwards on it. So I want to see the silver, and remove that excess. Then start wrapping the silver tinsel, and I'm going to go back with it. There's 3, 4 wraps. Now I'm going to go forward with it. When you're wrapping the tinsel, you want to make sure that it's tight. And I'm going to bring this tinsel up onto the threaded part just to help ensure that I get a good tie down. Remember to hold the tinsel tight because it will unwind on you. And I'm going to bring the thread back to where the end of the thread wraps underneath the tinsel are. And now for the tail, I'm going to take purple Hackle. I'm going to use purple Hackle barbels for the tail. You can also use red Hackle barbels if you want a contrasting color. And we're going to tie them in right there. Get that loose loop and get it down. And then I'm going to wrap the rest of it right in. Now we're going to take a piece of oval silver tinsel. We're going to tie it in right there. And this is going to be our rib. And I left it long there, and I'm going to wrap that all down, and that helps with the thread going inside the lead wraps. And bring that back to the tail and let that be. Now I have, for the body, I have fine purple chenille, and the chenille, I'm going to take the end, I'm going to clean off the threads there a little bit so that you have a little bit of bare thread. We're going to tie that in, and that will help you not get a lump on the end. And I'm going to bring my thread up to the front, and I'm going to stop that just at the bend back of the hook. And we're going to wrap the chenille, and we're going to wrap that all the way up to the bend back of the hook. And tie that off. And we're going to get rid of the excess. When you cut off the excess of chenille, you could actually cut it and leave a little bit of a tag there, and then pull the chenille out of it once again, and then you'll have a piece of thread, and you can tie that down, not have to worry about a bump there either. Now we're going to take the oval silver tinsel, and I'm going to counter wrap it. And remember, you still want this tight. And try to make your spaces a nice even space. And we're going to bring that right up to the front once again. Bringing it up on top of the double section, and I'm going to hold it tight right there, and I'm going to put several wraps to secure it. When you have a counter wrap, the thread will have a tendency to unwrap the material because it's going in the opposite direction, so you want to make sure that you get several wraps on top of that before you let the pressure off. And we take away the excess. Secure that down. And now for the collar, we're going to use that same purple hackle that we used to make the tail. I'm going to tie that in. And I'm going to hold it up, and I'm going to bring the hackles to one side, and I'm going to wind them. And this is only going to take 2 or 3 turns. And there's 2. And we'll bring it up. So we got approximately 2.5 turns, and tie that off. And here comes the cat to visit me. Come on, lay down. Remove that excess. And now I'm going to take the hackles and I'm going to pull them all back and secure. I want this hackle to be flowing towards the back there. And here we go. Put them all, and I'm just going to go a thread wrap or two towards the back of them. Yeah, let me widen the shot out there. Okay, and now for the wing, I'm going to use brown bucktail. And I'm going to size these up. And I want these bucktail to be just about the length of the tail, maybe slightly longer. I'm going to size them up, and then I'm going to trim them to length right now. Then I have them all in my holding hand, and I'm going to hold them at 45 degree and start tying them down. Get the front ones, then I'm going to go towards the back. There we go. And right at the back, you don't want them too tight because it will flare it. Just push down, and that will help stop the flare. And we're going to tidy up the head. Make a nice looking head on there. Nice tapered. And we'll give it the whip finish. Pull it tight. Trim off the excess, and now I'm going to use my black nail polish once again. To coat the head. And here we have the purple Peril. I hope that you learned something from this video. I hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please leave comments, questions, suggestions. And most of all, I thank you very much for watching my videos.